All right, welcome YouTube to another Dark Wizard Battle Report.
Dwarfs!
Karen has her new dwarf army.
Yes, I am really excited. Jak he's in Poland. He painted my dwarfs for me, so I'm super duper excited to finally be playing them. They did a wonderful job, and I just want to say thank you. So once I get them all back, I don't have them all yet. He's still working on some units, and I'll show everybody my whole army. But yeah, I'm
You've got your dwarf earrings
and I got my little axes on with my little dwarfs, my beer mug, everything, ready to go. Bang, bang.
And sorry it's been so long since our last battle report. It was a very busy spring and summer for us. And we're going to try to get on track to one every month and a half. We're also working on some Learn to Play videos, so we'll be doing that when the new rules come out as well. Also, one more thing before I forget is we're hosting Mayhem in the Mountains in Evergreen, Colorado. That's going to be on, what days are that?
September 22nd and 23rd. It's a Saturday and Sunday.
All right, and that's in a brewery, so we invite everybody to come out. I think anybody that has an open weekend that weekend, it'll be a great gaming weekend.
Oh, it'll be hoot and holler.
All right, so for the game today, we're going to be doing Breakthrough and Counterthrust.
Yes.
I know you're not as excited about Breakthrough.
My little legs can't get over there very fast.
But I think you got Deep Watch, which is good at getting over, and I can't, once you get in my deployment, I can't get rid of them. So that was not too bad. The Counterthrust, I know it was a little frustrating for you that I was able to put most of my chaff out.
Oh, yes, it was. So he put all of his garbage out and saved all his good stuff to the end, so I don't know where it's going. So it was a little harder, I guess, to plan.
Right.
For me, it's harder to plan.
And I think this is your second time playing the army, so
yeah.
Your deployment, you're still working on how all your stuff should fit in there. So I think you deployed out after the third or fourth drop. So
I just went ahead and just did it because I'm like, well, he's going to put Harvey's out, and he's going to put that, garbage unit.
Right.
I just put all my stuff out now.
So is there anything that you're particularly worried about on this list?
Yeah, well, I always know Tower Guard.
Tower Guard, yeah.
They're always hard. Playing Symbol, they're always tough. And then you got your General, and then the thing with the Cauldron. What's it called?
Altar now, yeah. That BSB's pretty rough on her own running around.
Yeah, the BSB, yeah. So those are the ones I'm a little more nervous about.
Well, for your list, you definitely outshoot me, so I'm hoping you don't take out a lot of my shooters right away. The other thing,
though, young man.
Well, I have some, but you have a lot of good shooting. The other thing that I'm really concerned about is that Deep Watch unit. I don't have a single thing the way that you got it kitted out that can take that, especially if you get any magic runes on it.
So. I think you can get your Tower Guard to do a pretty good job on that. I don't know.
I really don't know. That would be really rough. I could possibly do that, but I would definitely lose that unit if things go wrong and you get some good magic off. So I think I'm just going to be trying to avoid that unit the whole game.
That's why you put it in the corner.
that is really weird. I completely am going to turtle the whole list for the Dread Elves. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad to see what your dwarves are going to look like on the table.
I know. I'm excited.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
My king is the General, and he has a Host Stone. He also has Rune of Smashing, Rune of Destruction, 2 Rune of Irons, and 2 Rune of Shielding. Because of all of his stats, he's not able to be riding the bear, but I have the bear in the unit as a unit filler because I like him and I think he's pretty, so that's why he's in there still. Thane is my BSB. He has 1 Rune of Iron, 1 Rune of Shielding. He has a Flaming Standard. He also has the Runic Standard of Wisdom. I chose the -1 to be wounded. My Runic Smith has 2 runes of Iron, a Rune of Retribution, 2 runes of Shielding, Rune of Grounding, and 3 battle runes are the Reckoning, Gleaming, and Resilience. The Dragon Seeker is a Monster Seeker. He has the Rune of Quickening, Penetrating, and Fire. My cute little Engineer has a Worm Slayer Rocket. He has a shield and the Rune of Kinship. Starting on my left, I have 20 little crossbowmen. They have a shield, and there's full command in there, and they have the Runic Standard of Steadiness. Next up is my little wild man, my Vengeance Seeker. Right next to them is my Deep Watch. There's 25 of them in there. I have full command with Rending Banner. And in my unit is my General, my King, and Thane, and my Runic Smith. I have 21 guild-crafted handgunners with shields, and they're full command, and my engineer is also located in this unit. Right behind here is my rune-crafted flame cannon. It makes him large, so I put him behind there so he can still see through and shoot through my handgunners. Next is my rune-crafted bolt thrower. Last but not least is my seekers. I have 15 of them. There is a champion, there are skirmishers, and I did go ahead and vanguard them as well. And my dragon seeker is also in that unit. So we have the Counterthrust and breakthrough. I did my first 3 drops and then Mike did his 3. I decided to go ahead and drop everything after that because he had a bunch of little things that were not going to be important, and I knew he wasn't going to place the items that I wanted to know where they were going, so I knew he was going to wait till I was done and he can put them wherever he wants away from my things. So I went ahead and put my deep watch in the middle because I was unsure where he was going. So he ended up going clear to the far right for everything, but that's okay. I got things that can shoot. And I went ahead and I was unsure which side he was going to put all of his stuff on, so I was kind of going back and forth what to do with my seekers in that unit over there, so they end up being over there.
So for the Dread Elves, I'm starting out with my general, which is a Dread Prince. He is Yima, and he has a Raptor Chariot. For his weapon, he's going to go with a lance with blessed inscriptions. He has Basalt Infusion and Midnight Cloak, so it does make it pretty good for him running around on his own. Next is going to be my BSB, which is a Cult Priest, and she's going to be also Yima, and she's going to be on the altar. She'll be my BSB, and she has Morax Reaping, the Alchemist Alloy, Dragonfire Gem, Lucky Charm, and then the Disciples also have paired weapons. And rounding out my heroes is going to be my Oracle. She's going to be a Wizard Master. She has Magical Heirloom and Path of Alchemy. Alright, starting on my right, I have 1 unit of my Dark Raiders. They have a crossbow and a shield, and I just put them very far on the right side. I wasn't sure how this was going to go. This is the first unit that I placed, and they went ahead and vanguarded up. There's only going to be 1 row of Karen's crossbows that can shoot them unless she turns to shoot them, and I'm hoping they just come over and menace a little bit. That's going to be the only thing on this side of the board. Everything else I ended up putting, it looks a little weird that the Dread Elves are turtling and the dwarves are spread out, but I don't have anything that I want to go into that Deep Watch unit at all. There's not a thing unless I really got her down on from magic. Even then I don't even think I want to take any of my stuff in there because the way their lord's kitted out, he's going to kill pretty much everything that I have that I would want to have in there, except for possibly my Tower Guard. But I just couldn't get my Tower Guard in there with her shooting without them being just decimated before they got in there. Going across the board for me, behind the hills, the Hydra. I did not want the Hydra shot down first turn, and I knew Karen was going to get first turn, so I went ahead and put the Hydra there. Right next to them is going to be my General. Behind the General is going to be a unit of 5 Harpies that I'm going to save for a little bit later on just to do some screening, try to maybe keep that Deep Watch out of a unit that I don't want them in later. In front of the forest, I'm going to have 20 of my crossbow guys. They do have full command, and they're also with shields. Behind them is going to be 15 of my Legionnaires. They look like they have spears, but they don't have spears. They're just going to be the hand weapon shield. And the only thing that they have is a musician. They're basically just a bunker for my wizard at this point, and scoring if I can later on get them to run up. Moving on the very edge of the forest is going to be my bolt thrower. I did put it clear over there because I didn't want the bolt thrower on the back of the hill here. I could have put it on the back side of the hill, but all of Karen's shooting would have been in range of him, and I don't think I would have lasted even 1 round of shooting. So I thought I'd go ahead and put him in the forest where there's very little that can shoot me the way it is, and he'll just try to shoot a few things here or there. Moving over is going to be the BSB, and I was able to place both my characters after she put her Seekers there, and I know that doesn't look like the best place with her Dragon Seeker and Big Seeker unit there, but I thought if she goes ahead and moves on up, I'm going to charge with both because she can't challenge out with both, and whichever one doesn't get challenged out, I'm hoping could kill the Dragon Seeker if it's not doesn't have a lot of dwarf runes on it the first round. If not, then I'll definitely lose a character. And then finally I'm going to have my tower guard, which does seem like a pretty weird place for them over there in the corner, but that's going to keep them from getting shot down a huge amount, and they can come in. They can also help with those seekers if they come up, and they don't come up the very first turn. And I'm really hoping that they just go ahead and come over and get the secondary objective and sweep over, get rid of some more machines and Thunderers a little bit later. I do have one additional unit of my Dark Raiders with also the shield and crossbows. They vanguarded up. They were able to get within 6 of the Slayers, since the Seekers did vanguard up, and so the Seekers can't see me right now, and they're going to try to do a little menacing shooting over here, either the Seekers or start taking out some more machines. So I think this is going to be a very tough matchup for the Dread Elves, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing how some of this actually holds up, and really seeing that if I can get anything into combat with anything of substance other than the Seekers before Karen shoots me down.
My crossbowmen, they decided to go ahead and face these horses to shoot them and get rid of them, and I decided to go ahead and use my runic standard of steadiness, so it's just going to be a -1 penalty since I did a move and shoot. And I moved up my Vengeance Seeker and also my big unit of Deep Watch. Just kind of did some moves around. I wasn't really sure where Mike's Hydra's going to come, so I left my Vengeance Seeker a little more range so he can see everything. I moved 3 inches for my handgunners, and that way also my little flame cannon was 3 inches closer too. He can't shoot anyway, so I thought I might as well get a little bit closer as I possibly could. And my Seekers over there, that big unit, I thought if I stayed back I'm just gonna get shot, so might as well just get on up there, and I'll probably get charged a lot, but they want to fight and do some fun stuff anyway, so. For my magic phase, I got the Rune of Resilience off on my Vengeance Seeker, so I was happy with that. My shooting, I only killed 1 pony over here with all my crossbowmen. That was kind of a bummer, but that's okay. However, I got rid of his bolt thrower, so I was pretty excited about that. And he did pass all of his leadership tests for everybody around his bolt thrower.
Alright, so I may have taken Karen's bait, but I went ahead and decided to charge in with basically everything into her Seekers. I know that Dragon Seeker is going to put a hurt on something, but I had to take a chance. So I brought in my General, my BSB, and my Tower Guard all into that unit. I'm hoping with impact hits I can get rid of enough of them that hopefully I don't take too many hits back. I went ahead and just turned my Hydra, so if the Seeker comes up on the hill he can see, and move the Harpies over so they couldn't get shot. On the Dark Raiders, neither one of them were in a good spot to charge, so I went ahead and brought 1 Dark Raider over right in front of the bolt thrower. So they should be able to shoot and then charge next turn, and the other Dark Raiders were able to get over. I think there may be 1 of the crossbowmen that can see him, but she's going to basically have to turn, and so it'll be -2 to shoot, so I'm hoping to have at least 1 more round to harass them. And other than that, I just stayed where I'm at, so we'll move on to some magic. So for magic, I got the 6 card. I ended up with 7 magic dice because I went ahead and held 3 Veil tokens back. I tried to cast the permanent armor save on the Deep Watch. She got rid of that. And then I got my crippling fatigue off on the Seeker unit. So my Dark Raiders over on the Bolt Thrower, I forgot it was entrenched, so it was hard target. I only did 1 wound on it. My crossbowmen did a pretty good job on the flamethrower. I did 3 wounds to it, so I just have 2 left on it. And my other Dark Raiders on the crossbowmen for Karen did nothing. She saved all of them. So combat went really well. Karen and I talked about it, whether her Dragon Seeker should challenge or not. We decided that it was going to be rough either way because with me charging, I actually get a little bit faster than her on my initiative for my Dreadlord, but that would also stop some impact hits going into her Seeker unit. So we went ahead and challenged. He did end up dying before he was able to swing, so the rest of the unit though got really unlucky because my Tower Guard killed the rest of them, and she only rolled like 2 hits out of all of them. So that was unfortunate for her that with all of her, you're coming with me, it doesn't do that well. So I did get pretty lucky to go ahead and get through that unit, overran with just a Tower Guard, and reformed with the other 2.
Well, you see, I turned my 1 crossbow people around because these silly Dark Raiders are a nuisance, so we gotta get rid of them. I went ahead and moved my big unit over here towards, because I think next time I want to try to do some something over here from one of these units. Not really 100% sure of my plan yet, but we'll figure it out as we go. Oh, and then I brought my Vengeance Seeker over to the other side because I didn't want the Hydra to flame me because I was worried he was going to crisp my beard up. So I wanted to get him out of the way. During my magic phase, the only thing I got off was the Rune of Reckoning onto my handgunners. During my shooting phase, my crossbowmen killed 3 horses. 1 still left. Dadgummit. And then my flame cannon managed to get the other ponies on the other side, and we got 4 of them, and the one that was left didn't make his leadership, so he's off running like a scaredy cat.
So for my charges, I got a little greedy. I first charged with my general, and she held. Charged in the flank with my tower guard, and she held. And I thought, well, let's just go ahead and bring in the altar. And Karen decided to flee, which definitely messed up my plans. So I was able to redirect with everybody. I sent my general into the flame cannon, the tower guard into the bolt thrower, and I was bringing my altar over into her Seeker, or Vengeance Seeker. However, I failed the charge on that, so it's kind of stuck there in front of the Deep Watch. So I decided to go ahead and bring the Harpies up and block the Deep Watch so they can't get into my BSB or overrun into my crossbowmen. My horse, that one was left from the flame cannon, he failed his leadership and he ran 10 inches, so he ran off the board. And then my other horse that was left, he's failed his march test. He was just going to bug out, and so he's going to move just a little bit to the other side of him, and I'm sure she's going to turn and shoot him one more time. I already had a great magic phase. I was able to get Corruption of 10 off on her Deep Watch, and I was able to get the small version of Word of Iron off on my BSB. I'm not sure if she's in range or in line of sight for the Vengeance Seeker to charge, but if so, it would be nice to have that extra armor save on it. Alright, rough combat phase for Karen. I was able to kill her flame cannon with the general. He overran and he rolled an 11, so he caught the handgunners. I know she was hoping to get away with those, at least turn around and fight him one more round there. And then the tower guard were able to take care of the bolt thrower, so they turned around and they're facing towards the middle.
We're at the top of turn 3, and I have 3 units left, so it won't take me 2 shakes. I made 2 charges. My Vengeance Seeker went into the cauldron, and my nice big unit has to go after some harpies. What a nuisance. And then I'm going to get rid of this last horse, too. Okie dokie, that's it. Well, that turn was a bummer. My magic got the Rune of Reckoning off on my Vengeance Seeker, and then I turned around and shot that one horse, so the horse is finally gone. And my big unit, well, it got the harpies, so I decided to overrun. I didn't want to get charged in the rear with the tower guard, and then he gets charges from every other angle also on me, so I went ahead and overran. My Vengeance Seekers sadly died, so...
Alright, so for my charges, I went ahead and charged my general into her crossbowmen. Very smartly, she fled, and she ran like a Skaven instead of a dwarf, and she went way out of the way. So she got away from there, and I failed my charge. On the Deep Watch, she went forward just far enough that I was able to get a flank barely on the Hydra and a rear with the BSB altar, and since that should lock her general down where he can't come over and actually attack my 2 models, which would be horrible if he was doing, then I went ahead and took both of those. I did fail my march check with my crossbowmen, so they just walked forward, and then my spearmen turned around so they can come into the side if they need to. I did go ahead and bring my wizard out and just left her within 18 so she can do her casting. I also left a tower guard in the back. It seems a little crazy, but I'm going to need 2 units on the scoring side to make sure and beat her, because I don't think I can get her Deep Watch down to 0 by the end of the game. So for the magic, I was able to get 9 power dice. I went ahead and got off the Crippling Fatigue. However, Karen has a thing that she can just erase that when she wants to, so she'll probably get rid of that. I was really trying to get another Corruption of 10 off, but we tied on that, so she got rid of it. So we just have 1 Corruption of 10 up on the Deep Watch. And then I have no shooting, so we're moving right on to combat. So for the combat, Karen went ahead and first got rid of the spell that lets me reroll the wound. She activated her Flaming Banner, and she activated her Armor-Piercing Banner. She did Challenge with her champion, which I thought was a good move because it would absorb a lot of my impact hits, as well as all the other attacks from the Cauldron. So I ended up killing her champion with some overkill. The Hydra killed 3 additional dwarfs. She didn't do any wounds back, unfortunately for her. She is going to be stubborn, so she's just going to stick, and she did stick on a 9. We went ahead and just see if her crossbowmen were going to rally. Unfortunately, they didn't rally, so they're going to keep running, and they may run off the board the next turn. We went ahead and called it because it was looking pretty grim for Karen. I may or may not get the full unit of the Deep Watch, but my spearmen come in, and the way that everything keeps going grinding, and especially if I get any more corruption and 10 off, I think it's going to be really rough for her there. So we're going to call it a game. A little bit sad for her first round of the dwarfs, but I think she did a good job with her first list, and I know she'll get a lot better at them. All right, well, I'm really sorry that that went as bad as it did for the dwarves.
Whoopsie. It was not expected. I'm going.
I like your army. I think you've got a really good start on it. I think the big things that we talked about is your big unit of Deep Watch got too far away from your Slayer unit.
Yeah.
And they weren't able to support him with magic.
And do counters. Or
and do
stuff
counter
like that.
charges.
Yeah.
So I was able to go in with my stuff and then not let you come back. And that all comes back to deployment. I think you went too far apart on those.
Yeah, I agree.
The other thing is, I believe you outshoot me. You had a lot more shooting than me, and so I don't think you had to run up as much. You might have lost a few of the Seekers by holding back, but I would have been losing a lot of my stuff because you were definitely shooting better than me. So I think with this list, it's just been a little practice.
Yeah, I was like, what, my second time playing it?
Yeah. Just been a little time on, setting up so you have counter charges as well as maybe not going forward quite so fast.
Right, absolutely. It was fun.
All right.
I enjoyed playing that little man. I can always get excited about playing dwarves, so.
All right. Well, thanks so much for watching, and you guys have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching our Dark Wizard Gaming video. If you enjoyed this video, please use the subscribe and the like features here on YouTube. And then leave us any comments for anything that maybe you want to see different on the videos, any upcoming content, or anything else you'd like to see. So thanks a lot, and see you on the next video.